Dear future president, my name is Kyle Rutt, and today I'll be talking about whale cruelty. Whales are beautiful, majestic mammals that have been on Earth a lot longer than us. These animals are highly intelligent and emotional creatures. It is a huge disappointment that around the world whale cruelty occurs. In some countries, whales are hunted to extinction, while in other countries, whales are forced into captivity. You, future president, need to help end whale cruelty. The National Geographic website says that Norwegians and Japanese possibly started whaling 4,000 years ago. Whales were hunted for just their meat at first, but then people discovered that the whale's blubber held oil. This oil could be used, so whales started to be mass hunted around the world. Whales were hunted so hard for so long that most whale species were endangered in some degree. Whaling is still occurring today in many countries around the world. The Animal Planet website says that countries kill a combined average of 2,000 whales every year. Many bans have been put on commercial whaling by the International Whaling Commission, but whaling countries have found loopholes in the bans. For example, Japan launched a scientific whaling program to assess whale stocks. Using the loophole of a scientific program, Japan has been able to bypass bans and continue whaling. Whales were killed for their meat and their oil in the past. Today, the Mother Jones website says that whale meat is becoming an unpopular food and is not a needed food source. Also, there are many alternatives to whale oil now. This means that whales don't need to be hunted anymore and should be left in peace. The Animal Planet website says that this year, Japan and other whaling countries plan to kill thousands of whales in Antarctica. This will be a huge loss of whale life, and it cannot be allowed to happen. In other countries, whale cruelty exists in different ways. In the documentary Blackfish, another inhumane treatment of whales is portrayed. The documentary shows baby orca whales being captured and taken away from their mothers in the wild. These whales are being captured so they can be put into captivity, even though they are healthy and living in the wild. In the documentary, you can see the emotions of the whales and the horrific distress that the mother orcas go through when their babies are taken away from them. Like humans, orca whales are highly intelligent and have lots of emotions. This means that the orca mother losing her child would be like a human mother losing her child. During the process of capturing the babies, some of the adult orcas get tangled up in the nets while trying to save their young. Some of the adults die in the nets, and the workers sink the orcas' bodies to the ocean floor, where they won't be found. Not only is the whole process of kidnapping baby whales wrong, but orcas die in the process. Once captured, whales face a terrible life in captivity. The documentary shows that orcas' tanks are very small compared to their size. It would be like a man living in a small pool for the rest of his life. The orcas' tanks are also very shallow, which means that they spend most of their time floating at the surface of the water with little or no shade from the sun. This causes the orcas to have perpetual sunburns, which are shielded from the public eye with the help of black zinc oxide. The shallow water of the orcas' tanks also leads to dorsal fin collapse. In captivity, almost 100% of males develop dorsal fin collapse. SeaWorld, a place that holds whales in captivity, says that 25% of orcas have dorsal fin collapse in the wild, but this is not true. The website SeaWorld states that only 1% of whales experience dorsal fin collapse in the wild. Finally, the life of imprisonment has a physiological effect on the orcas. Orcas are used to living in open oceans with their families. Their life of solitude and their swamp tanks can really mess the whales up. The website SeaWorld says the orcas get depressed and frustrated. This is what leads to trainer deaths that have been caused by whales. The whales aren't vicious killers, but are just frustrated and confused. Orcas can't be allowed to suffer through the stream anymore. I've seen both whales at SeaWorld and whales in the wild. When I watch the whales in the wild happily jumping out of the water, it gives me joy. But when looking at the whales in captivity, all I can feel is sympathy. The whales are forced to perform, and when they're not performing, they're floating lifelessly in their tanks. This inhumane treatment needs to be dealt with. Whale cruelty is a huge problem in the world today. Whales are being hunted to extinction, and whales are being captured and forced into captivity. As the future president, you will need to help put an end to whale mistreatment. You need to use your power as president to help put a ban on whaling. The ban needs to include all whaling acts so whaling countries can't find loopholes. We also need to help end whale captivity. You could use your power again to make having whales in captivity illegal in the United States. With your help, future president, whales will have a chance to thrive. Say your name, Josiah.
My name's Josiah Glenn.
Do you like whales?
I love whales, and I hope they're saved.
Good. Well, you can't answer both of my first questions, so fuck you.